This is the Grapple of Your Eye show, episode 22, Milo of Croton. Welcome back to episode 22 of the Grapple of the Eye show, the show where we grapple with the greatest warriors, athletes, and icons from grappling history. I'm your host, Brett Summers, and today's episode is about a man whose strength was so legendary it blurred the lines between myth and muscle. I'm talking about Milo of Croton, the original strongman of the ancient world. Let's rewind now about 2,500 years to a Greek colony in what we now call southern Italy, the city of Croton, and it was known for two things, its philosophers and its wrestlers. So not a bad thing, and you can imagine what the bars would be like. And standing at this intersection of brain and brawn was our man Milo. Now, Milo wasn't just an athlete, he was a phenomenon. He dominated the Olympic Games, winning 6 titles, starting with the boys' wrestling division in 540 BC, and then 5 consecutive wins in the men's division. That's not a typo, that's not me missaying it, that's not me stumbling over my words. That's 5 in a row. But Milo did not stop there. He also conquered the Pythagoras Games 7 times, the Iranian Games 10 times, the Nemean Games 9 times. So in total, 32 wrestling titles across ancient Greece's top competitions. In today's terms, that's like winning every world championship in every year for a decade and a few more. How did he get so strong? Well, the story goes like this. Once upon a time, Milo noticed a newborn calf in a nearby field, and for reasons only known to champions, he decided to lift it. The next day, he did it again, and again, and again, and again, day after day, week after week, month after month, and as the calf grew, so did Milo's strength. 4 years later, he wasn't lifting a calf, he was carrying a full-grown bull on his shoulders, and not just lifting it, but walking the length of the Olympic Stadium with it, before allegedly slaughtering, roasting, and eating the entire bull, as you do. Just a reminder, if you do like what you're listening to on the Grapple of Your Eye show, you can give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and on all your podcast apps. And if you'd like to leave us a review, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Was that part really true? Who knows? But here's what matters. Milo's story is the origin of the modern principle of progressive overload, the foundation of strength training today. Start light, be consistent, and increase gradually. Now, Milo wasn't just a beast in the arena, he was also a warrior and even a bit of a showman. Let's set the scene. It's 510 BC. Croton is at war with a neighbouring city called Sybaris. They are outnumbered 3-1. Croton on the one side has 100,000 men. Sybaris on the other side, 300,000 men. But leading the charge, it's our boy Milo, and he's not in armour. No, Milo marched into battle, draped in a lion's skin, wielding a club, and wearing his Olympic wreaths like a real-life Hercules. And guess what? Croton won. Milo wasn't just the mascot, he was the difference maker in the battle. He also had a flair for public feats of strength. He would hold a pomegranate in one hand and dare others to take it. No one could. And the fruit, when he released his grip, it was never bruised inside his hands. He would stand on a greased iron disc and challenge anyone to push him off, and no one could ever succeed. And another favourite of Milo's was extending his arm, fingers spread, and daring anyone to bend even his little finger. And guess what? No one could. But not all legends have a happy ending. Now, Milo did not. In his later years, long past his prime, Milo was still chasing strength. One day, walking alone through a forest, he came upon a tree stump split open with wooden wedges. Ever the competitor, he decided to test himself. He stuck his hands into the split and tried to tear the tree apart. But as he pulled, the wedges slipped out. The tree snapped shut, and his hands were trapped within it. And there in the woods, helpless, Milo was then set upon by either wolves or lions, depending on which story you listen to. And the man who once carried a bull and defeated armies was brought down by nature itself and savaged by the beasts. Artists and writers across the centuries have been fascinated by this tragic end. There are sculptures, paintings, and poems all memorializing Milo's death, not just as a freak accident, but as a symbol. A symbol of what, though, I hear you ask? Maybe that strength alone isn't enough, or that time comes for even the strongest of us. Maybe it's a warning about hubris, the danger of believing you're invincible. Maybe it's just a hell of a story. Milo of Croton taught us how to build strength, literally. His daily calf lifts became the blueprint for modern strength training. His competitive drive, the stuff of legend. His victories, unequalled in the ancient world. He lived like a demigod, died like a mortal, and left behind a legacy that has lasted 2,500 years. Well, thank you for joining us this week on the Grapple of Your Eye show. I've been your host, Brett Summers. For all our information and what we're up to, you can check out the grappleofyoureye.com. And remember, you can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms. Listen to us on all available podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Spotify, YouTube, and many, many more. And you can also watch us every week on YouTube. All our episodes are up there. Please like and subscribe and leave a review. As we say, it really helps us get noticed and it helps spread the word on our crazy world of grappling. Back next week, we'll be joined by another guest. In the meantime, stay safe and stay on the mats, and beware of trees with wedges.